Let's recap some of the college football action from the 3:30 p.m. window today. Ohio State really just controlled this game from top to bottom, beating Washington on the road 24-6. With how much Washington was off the field, Ohio State had the ability to control this game, and Washington only ended up scoring 6 points with a very explosive offense. That just goes to show how under control this Ohio State team, how good their defense is, and that staff is good too. This is an elite Ohio State football team that can go back to back and win another natty with how composed they are in these types of games. Ole Miss might just be the best team in the SEC with how down the SEC is this year. Don't get me wrong, there's some really good teams in the SEC like Vanderbilt and Missouri have looked really good, but I don't know if there's any elite teams. That LSU defense is elite, but that offense just can't get it going in that run game or the offensive line. There's just poor consistency on offense, and Garrett Nussmeier is just not that good. LSU still managed to hold a very good Ole Miss offense with great explosiveness to only 24 points. But like I expected, that Ole Miss talent was just too much in the end. They actually really dominated LSU on paper, 480 yards to 254. They managed to win the game in the end. Watch out for Ole Miss because they have a manageable schedule. They're going to have a couple of road games at Oklahoma and Georgia coming up soon. Another decent team in the SEC is Texas A&M. They had another solid offensive game despite the 16 points. They have a lot of playmakers. They stepped it up defensively, holding Auburn to 177 yards. The hangover from that Oklahoma game has definitely held on. That offensive line gave up a ton of sacks once again. It was like 7 or 8. It's unbelievable how bad that Auburn offensive line is. If they had just an okay offensive line, they could do something. A&M was not efficient when it mattered the most, but ultimately they do get the win. I do think they're going to be pretty good this year. Tennessee went on the road and managed to come back down against Mississippi State. It was a tough road atmosphere, but they get it done in overtime, 41-34. Joey Aguilar was all right. He had a decent game. Other than the 2 picks, he's very turnover prone, and the turnovers especially held them back in the first half. But ultimately, they came away with the win in the end. This is a very good Tennessee offense. They just don't have a great defense to back them up. Ultimately, I don't think any of these teams are going to be really good. Probably around 6 to 8 wins, maybe 9 for Tennessee. Don't want to talk about this game too much. It's not that big of a game, but Utah did manage to blow out West Virginia and definitely show some good things offensively. Dampier had a bounce back game. Watch out for Utah. They lost to Texas Tech, really got dominated up front, but that Texas Tech defensive front is elite. And finally, the last big 3:30 game was Indiana and Iowa. This was the typical trap game for Indiana playing on the road at Iowa. Iowa's defense has definitely been looking good. They competed with Iowa State. But Indiana does remain undefeated. They have a big test at Oregon coming up in a couple of weeks. They win this game.